The most important thing that you can do in 2025 is start to build a brand. Now, I'll be perfectly honest. I've spent over $30 million on ads, and that's what's made me so successful. Because when people ask me, Tanner, you know, how did you get so many customers? I spent a lot of money on ads, and I'm not afraid to say it. The downside of that is that it's not always consistent. It's a little bit like a roller coaster. Now, with that being said, organic content is the same way, except usually it's just staying at the bottom for most people. You're seeing me now trying to build more of a brand, putting out consistent content, trying different things, hiring a staff that focuses on content and ideation and those types of things. I've paid a ton of consultants. Why? Because I know at the end of the day, if I can build a brand where I get a lot of views for free, if you take all the views I got from those paid ads and you put it back in my pocket, $30 million, that's a lot of money. Right now I made a lot, but the next level, the people I think will become the billionaires in the next 10, 20 years, even some of my close friends, right? They have a brand, plus they have a really good business strategy. And when you can combine both those things, it's super, super valuable, and it can take your business to the next level, and it can really help you fulfill your dreams and help a lot more people. Now, as we're trying to build a brand, we want to do something called strategic niche mapping. And really this is what I call content buckets. So if we come over here and we pull up my YouTube, one of the things you're going to notice, and I'm not perfect, but again, I want to keep showing you guys as I'm going along this journey with content, because I've been very successful in business. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create buckets around the type of content that resonates. So one of the types of buckets, if you guys come to my page, is you're going to see I do one-to-one breakdowns with business owners. Even if they don't get a ton of views, it shows a ton of expertise, and it's definitely something that I want to do more of. Bucket number 2 is digital products. Every time I do something around digital products, it goes a little bit more viral. And the reason being, I think, is that there's a lot of people out there who want to build digital products. There's a little bit more of a broad offer. So that's bucket number 2. Now, bucket number 3, we're still trying to figure out. You only need between 2 to 4 buckets. But if you guys look, digital products, right? Digital product. If you look at some of my most popular videos right here on the screen, digital product, this has 132,000 views. I shot 5 months ago. It's continuing to get views on its own. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. And that's one of the things I love about YouTube, is it just continues to populate. And then you can see down here, some of my other most popular videos is around one-to-one consulting with people in my home, and I actually build that. So what you want to do is, with your content, as you're trying to build your brand, figure out the different content buckets you want to build, regardless of what niche you're in, and then work on those buckets. So you want between 2 to 4 content buckets, and as you do this, it makes it a lot easier to build your brand by having specific buckets that you can build in, so your audience keeps coming back and knowing what they're going to get, but you still have some variety across those buckets. But for all this to work, you need to create what's called a founder story funnel. So one of the reasons people resonate with me is they like my no BS approach. I get a lot of those people. They also kind of recognize I grew up in humble beginnings. You know, my dad was a teacher, my mom stayed at home, I had 6 siblings. I didn't grow up with a lot of stuff. I had to earn my way into college with scholarships. I had to buy my own car, like those types of things. It resonates with people. And so speaking about your struggles and where you started from, and then what you overcame to get to where you are, that's what resonates with people. And that's what's going to make them want to buy into your brand and want to talk more to you. If you don't have a good starting story, an origin story, people actually won't respect what you've accomplished. So think about someone who is born as a billionaire son. He can't win, because no matter what he accomplishes, people will just say, well, your dad was a billionaire. So the good news for you is when you're in the tough times is what makes the epic story. And so if you know that, going into that, don't focus on how bad your situation is, or don't make it worse on purpose, but know that if you're in a bad situation and you get out of it, that story is what's going to resonate with people and is going to help build your brand and help you really find and target your current customers. Now, we want to use that founder story and move into what I call platform prioritization, meaning you can't post everything everywhere at the same time. You can try, but it's really hard. So there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook, there's Snapchat, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's YouTube. What I would focus on is, where is your message going to resonate the best and where are you going to get the most bang for your buck? So for me and my company and my brand, I know that Instagram and YouTube give me the biggest bang for my buck. So what I do is I focus on YouTube content specifically and IG Reels, and then we repurpose that content to our other platforms and channels. Now, is that going to resonate the best? Absolutely not, right? Having specific content for LinkedIn and TikTok and Twitter is super necessary, but where my business is at and where my content is at, I don't feel I should start spreading myself too thin until I've mastered YouTube and I've mastered Instagram. And I just don't think I'm there yet. And so that's the same thing for you, is focus on the platforms that give you the most bang for your buck, because when you focus, you can repurpose that content to other places. But if you try to do all 7 or 8 platforms at once and you're doing it all by yourself, you're going to get spread really thin and you're going to see minimal progress, versus if you really focus on 2 platforms or less and try to grow those first.